Lake Lanier isn't the only haunted lake in Georgia with a town underneath it. Lake Hartwell, the man-made lake that straddles Georgia and South Carolina, is also on that list. And if you've heard any stories about here, let me know in the comments. Let's talk about it. Before the area was submerged by water and before Europeans, this land was inhabited by the Cherokee. And somewhere beneath the lake is one of the Cherokee's most important gathering places. In the late 1700s, Revolutionary War veteran John Harris Jr. established a plantation. It was called the Harrisburg Plantation, and it was still around by the 1950s, but only known by name at this point. When the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers established the Hartwell Dam, it was submerged. But only partly. The Harris family had refused to move the bodies that were in their family cemetery. This cemetery sat on a high hill, and that island, which is still accessible to this day by boat, is now known as Cemetery Island. And some refer to it as Ghost Island. There are at least 48 documented graves on this island, including John Harris Jr.'s. Andersonville, the most famous town that's underneath the lake, was established in 1801 and was a thriving river port. Constant floods and location made Andersonville another victim of the Hartwell Dam. Going back to the indigenous people who lived here originally, several of their major indigenous sites were buried. These were places like Tugaloo Town, the Chaga Mound, and numerous burial sites. History from at least the 12th century was all but lost. Many believe that some of this contributes to the paranormal activity that's been reported around this lake. Near Andersonville Island, the only part of the town that remains above the surface, people claim that they see ghostly apparitions walking up and down the shoreline looking for their lost homes. On Cemetery or Ghost Island, people say that they hear whispers. There are also claims of the feeling of being watched and shadowy figures walking across the graves. Fishermen have also reported seeing a mysterious phantom boat, one that appears on foggy nights, approaches, and then vanishes. Even stranger, some people have reported ghostly silhouettes in the water. And with those that have gotten in the water, there have been claims that there have been cold hands grabbing onto the ankles as they swam. Usually around the Andersonville area, as if somebody was trying to pull them under. Others have said that they've heard voices on the water despite no other boats being around, and ghostly orbs floating along the water. There are numerous haunting stories about this lake, but they're usually caught under the shadow of Lake Lanier. Have you heard these stories, and what do you believe?